Yo, yo. What's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. Sunday fun day. Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. Girl with goals, what's up? How you doing? Kenny, Tommy, Sherman, Edla, Morton, Rare, Nurse of Wall Street. Hey, hey, hey. Who else we got? EJ, Tupac, Kyle, Kenny, Jaden, Sorta Maybe, Scapegoat, C-Dub, Diggs, Ivan, Nicola, Big Dave, Brian, Cherry, Aiden, McCall, Gina, Gab, Coolio. What's good, everybody? Hope everybody had a great weekend, first and foremost. Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's do the damn thing. Here we go. What's up, Chris, over there on X? I see you. Alrighty, you guys. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Right into it. Welcome in, everybody. If you're new here, welcome. For everybody that attends regularly, I appreciate you guys. Happy Sunday, and let's get this thing crack-a-lackin'. First things first, as always, we're going to get into the economic calendar for the week ahead, and then we will get into the watch list. Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. Make this screen bigger for you guys, first and foremost. Then we'll go ahead and pull up this economic calendar. All right, everybody good to go? Let's get it. Here we are, going into Monday, September 8th. Nothing of importance there on Monday. Tuesday, September 9th. Nothing of importance here either. Wednesday is where the fun begins here. September 10th. We have PPI at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Biggest day of the week here is going to be Thursday, September 11th, where we have jobless claims and CPI at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Very, very important day there on Thursday. Friday, to end the week off, September 12th, we have consumer sentiment at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So just a quick recap. Monday, we're good to go. Nothing of importance here. Tuesday, we're good to go. Wednesday, PPI, 8:30 a.m. Thursday, September 11th, biggest day of the week. We have jobless claims along with CPI, which is much more important. Friday, consumer sentiment. And that's what we got to look forward to this week. Specifically Thursday, where we have such a big data point like CPI. This is a solid 7 or higher out of 10 in terms of market influence. This is a very, 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 very big data point. So it's a lot to look forward to there on Thursday. Fun fact, that is an amazing day for an eval passer. So if you missed Friday, where everybody passed on NFP, Thursday is going to be another great day. So we can do that together as well on Thursday. You guys can look forward to that. And, yeah, man, let's get into these charts. Let's get into these charts. Uh-oh. Might have a nice opportunity here on NQ. We're failing that big 23,800 level. That is the kind of line in the sand tonight. You know, as long as we're below this, this is not good for longs, right? We could easily roll over from here. So this is going to be a big, big watch tonight and tomorrow for me, that 23,800. If we get that failure and start to get weak, this is going to be the level that sends us lower. And then we have that big 23,700 here. But let's get into it, y'all. Let's get into it. Here we are, monthly time frame on NQ. Now, I do want to say here, right, this monthly chart's still extremely strong, right? You can't really be bearish as long as we're above 23,800, right? That's that previous all-time high resistance, which we've held on countless equations. So realistically, right, you can't really be bearish as long as we're above this. That is the bullish sentiment level on NQ. Now, the weekly time frame, I mean, again, 23,750, 23,800. I mean, you guys can see just as well as I can. That is absolutely massive, right? Last week's session, this candle was fully red at one point, and then we ended up closing a pretty much bullish engulfing from that previous week. I mean, Friday, I know you guys seen it, was a big massacre. But if you guys see here, we engulfed that pretty quickly, right? Look at tonight. We have now created that kind of double wick here, which leaves it open-ended. So in my opinion, right, going into tomorrow's session, or really this week in general, the levels are clear as day here, right? The levels are clear as day. First things first, major demand. If you guys remember from Friday's session, we went short here. Obviously, I sold early, and then we turned around and went long here. And a lot of you guys asked me, why did I take those two trades, right? Number one, major demand. Number two, major supply failure. Same level I just spoke about, which was 23,800. So if you look at this chart now, we kind of have our range set. Bottom of the range, top of the range. This is a almost 1,000-point range. So there's definitely a lot of value here. But the big question is, where do we go from here, right? Because right now we are in a major supply. 23,800, 23,900. So the question we ask ourselves is, what happens from here? We have the double bottom. We have that beautiful equal lows here. Higher low, higher low. Technically speaking, Friday was also a higher low. So this uptrend here is definitely still intact. Now, the big question is, what do we do from here? Are we going to form a lower high and trade lower? Or are we going to pull back, hold, and continue to trade higher? That's the big question. So the levels you want to watch this week, number one, 23,900. Number two, 23,800. Number three, 23,500. What I would watch here, let me go to a lower time frame so you can see this better, is right now what I want to watch is 23,700, right? Watch for that pullback into 23,700 for a long position, back into 23,800. If we push into this 23,800 and we fail, that is a good short opportunity back down into 23,700. Ultimately, what we want to see for continuation this week is we want to see above 23,900 or below 23,500. These levels I mentioned here are more of setups tonight and tomorrow. So as far as NQ goes, I mean, this is a beautiful chart. But again, the big question remains, is this going to be a higher low or is this going to be a lower high, right? That's why the title of today's YouTube is what it is. The big question remains, where do we go from here? Because if we look at the chart, we're just in between of that all-time high and pivot. We're essentially trading in the middle of that range. There's a lot of uncertainty here. My opinion, right, based off of my experience, this is bullish, right? This is bullish because Friday's sell-off was very exaggerated. It was too big, right? Too fast. Shorts bit off more than it could chew. We pushed down to this demand, we held. Left it an open-ended chart. Tonight kind of set the tone, in my opinion. Long as we're above tonight's low, I got to be bullish here, right? Long as we're above tonight's low, I'm looking for those dips to buy back into 23,900. But if this candle flips red, that's where we can get back below that 23,700. That would be the short criteria. And that's what I'm watching on NQ, right? This is a tricky area, though, so I do want to make that clear. ES, I mean, same thing, right? Look at the monthly. 6,200. That was the bullish retest, bullish hold. So we're still bullish. Weekly, same thing. Still very bullish. Daily, still very bullish. We pulled back into this demand. We held. Here we are tonight starting to push higher already. Demand hold, higher low, higher low, higher low. This chart is very much so still intact, right? But what we need to get into here is the nitty gritty. Major levels on ES this upcoming week are 6,500, where we're currently trading. All-time highs, 6,540, 6,460, 63.70. These are kind of our references, right? Right now, so to say, this is my top watch tonight and tomorrow. If we fail 6,500 and get weak, that's my top short watch. If we reclaim 6,500 and hold, that's my top long watch into these daily highs. But ultimately, what we want to see for continuation is we want to see this break and hold, or we want to see this break and hold. If we can get both of those setups, either or, that should be nice continuation, okay? That is what we're watching. Higher risk, or I would just say higher probability setup, would be if we do what we did on Friday. Get extremely weak, 64.60, break it, reclaim, hold, form that double bottom. That would be a great long scenario. Or, like I said, if we fail the 6,500 and get weak, that would be a good short. Or, if we push back into these highs, 65.40, break, fail, that could also be a great short. So those are the big levels. There's not much certainty right now in terms of direction. As you guys can see, we had a massive rip, and then we had a massive dump. So the big question here is pretty much the same as NQ. Is this going to be a higher low for the all-time high rip, or is this going to be a lower high for a pullback? That is what the big question mark is. That is why those levels I just mentioned are so important, okay? Even talking about this chart now, if you want to speak about this chart for face value, we're still below that 23,800 at this moment. So we can't be overly bullish. Even though we are above 23,700, we're just in a range now, right? Now, could you trade this range? Absolutely. Just now, we rejected 23,800. We also just broke this structure at 23,770. So if you wanted to go short, this is where you would go short with the stop loss back above that 23,800 targeting 23,700. I can't take this because I'm on the YouTube. I won't be able to manage it properly. But if you want to manage it, that's on you. You can keep a tighter stop here as well. And if we reclaim, obviously that would be where you need to stop out. But that could be a nice setup throughout this live if we continue to show weakness here. If we reclaim 23,770 after breaking it like this, we reclaim that previous hourly low, right? This candle flips green. That would turn into the long setup. But as long as we're below this structure, right now, this chart looks good for lower as of right now. So if you guys wanted to take a trade while we're on the Zoom or this YouTube, that would be the trade to take. Wait for this candle, right? If it closes weak here, that would be the short opportunity. If we reclaim 23,765, that would be the long opportunity back into highs. Both trades have about an equal risk to reward. It's about a 35-point move. It's about a 60-point move. So downside's a little bit better. But yeah, that's a great setup. Definitely a great setup. Anyway, RTY. This is still a very bullish chart. Now, what I want to talk about here is two things. One, 2330. Get down to the hourly here. We can be a little bit more nifty here. 2400. As of right now, this is a classic failure to go higher, right? We attempted to break these highs. We failed, got very weak. Held this demand, and now we're trading back higher. We are now retesting this 2400 as resistance. This would be the A+ short setup on RTY. We attempted to break this high, made a new high. We failed. Now we're back below that 2400 level. So if we get weak here, this is your top short watch back down into 2370. That 2400 failure, break, fail, short to 2370. 2370 is your big sentiment level here. If we lose 2370, we very likely see lower. If this holds, that's the bullish scenario. So the big levels you want to watch here on RTY are 2400 and 2370. That's what you need to be focused on. YM. This is a bit trickier chart, right? A bit trickier. One, we rejected that major supply. Two, we held this major demand. So on this chart, it's as simple as being patient, right? You're just being patient for two things to happen. You're waiting for a break of Friday's highs or Friday's lows. This would essentially be my no trade zone here, in between this range. This would be my no trade zone. I don't usually trade YM much, but I can say if we break 45,840, that is the A+ long scenario. If we break 45,000, that is the A+ short scenario. Anywhere in between is considered my no trade zone. Silver. I mean, this is the most bullish chart you can get, right? I mean, look at it. This is clean as it gets, right? Silver is pretty much the ultimate bullish chart. as long as we're above 40, 40.5. This is where you're looking for that pullback long, or you're looking for that break of highs, and that's that simple. Gold, extremely strong as well. As long as gold is above 35.80, this chart is extremely bullish, okay? 35.80 is the level you want to hyper focus on here on gold. 35.80, okay? Another big level here at 36.20. As of right now, gold does look a little weak, and I say it looks weak because this is a similar setup to RTY. What happened here? We have a high. We attempted to go higher. We failed. Gold is now retesting that failure level as resistance and rejecting. So if we break this 36.20 on gold, that could be a good short opportunity down into 35.80. But the big decision level here is 35.80. You want to watch for either a break and reclaim for longs off of 35.80, or you want to watch for that break and hold below 35.80. But as of right now, this gold chart looks pretty decent for a short if we can maintain below 36.40 and lose 36.20. But knowing gold, what's probably going to happen is they're going to trap shorts, turn around and rip it. So I'm going to stay patient on gold. As you guys can see, my alerts are set. So if you're inside of First Step or you're a Minty, we'll likely take a trade if one of those alerts go off. If you notice on NQ as well, I have all my alerts set. So if anything happens tonight, I'll be the first to know and we'll be the first to trade it. Let's see what we got here on NQ though. I might take a trade with you guys. If we can get that reclaim and hold, that would be huge for longs. Reclaim, hold, that'd be huge. We'll keep an eye on it. Alrighty, let's get into these individual names. First things first, we got AMD. AMD. You guys know I was extremely bearish on AMD last week for two reasons. One, this major supply rejection. Two, relative weakness. Friday session, we got the biggest breakdown we could possibly get. Now AMD is trading back into this massive demand. So this is kind of our parameters for AMD going into this upcoming trading week. Number one, 148. Major demand. 158. Major supply. So this leaves us with a lot of opportunity. What we're watching for here on AMD with these major levels of supply and demand is we're watching AMD for a pop back in a 158 area for a reject. That's number one. Or two, we're watching for a breakdown of 148 for continuation into 142. Those are my short setups on AMD. Now, the long criteria on AMD would be as follows. If we break 148, reclaim, and we hold, that would turn into the long setup on AMD. Or, if AMD reclaimed 158 and held, that would turn into a long setup. So that's what I'm watching here on AMD. Both of these levels are the type of levels where massive moves come from. So this is definitely a chart we want to focus on this week. I'm going to go ahead and set my alerts now, so we don't miss anything tomorrow. Tesla. This was, guys, I'm going to say this. We're going to deviate from the live for a second. If you pay attention to these lives, it's impossible not to learn. I literally gave you guys one of my highest probability strategies last week, and you guys didn't even notice it. Last week on Sunday, I gave you guys literally one of my highest probability strategies. Last week, when this chart looked like this, I told you guys on Tesla, if we break 331.50 and reclaim it and close above on the daily, that is the A+ swing scenario. Go back and fact check it. I told you guys this. If we break 331.50, make a new low, reclaim, and close above it, that is the A+ swing scenario on Tesla. Not only did I tell you guys that, but I took it with you, right? Look at this chart. Exactly what I said. Broke 331.50, made a new low, reclaimed, and what did I say? All the way back into that high. That was our swing this week, right? We entered Tesla right here. What did I say on the weekly? Break 331.50, reclaim, retest. That's where we go long. Stop loss that previous low. Target those highs. Not only did I say it, but I executed. That's one of the highest probability long setups you can possibly get, specifically on the daily and weekly. I'm not going to go super in depth. That's for the mentorship. But You guys can put two to two together if you go watch the last live. Anyway, this week, Tesla, as you guys can see, a massive resistance, 355. Major demand, 340, 342. We're watching for a pullback here for a demand bounce, or we're looking for that continuation above 355, targeting 370s. And that's what I'm watching on Tesla this week. Next, we have AVGO. This is a name I don't usually trade. I didn't put it on my watch list because I don't usually trade it, but I do like this chart a lot. I do like this chart a lot. Last week, massive move off of earnings. Made a new all-time high here at 356. Major level here at 340. What I want to watch on AVGO is a pullback into this 320, 310 area for a demand bounce, or I want to watch for a break and hold above 340 to go long back into those all-time highs. That's what I'm watching here on AVGO. Excuse me. Next, we have Apple. This has been one of my favorite charts recently due to the significance of this structure. Just a beautiful chart across the board. Now, what I want to talk about here is two levels. 233. Long as we're above this, this is our area demand to look for longs. If we can break and hold above 241.50, last week's highs, that's our level to watch for a break and hold to go long, targeting 250. This is the A+ long watch for this week, as long as these levels hold, okay? That's what we're watching here. Next, we have Microsoft. We've been on Microsoft's ass. If you guys remember, we literally shorted Microsoft from right here. If you go back to this Sunday, which was, let me see, what was that? That was the 18th. We talked about Microsoft. We swung Microsoft from here to here. And then Friday, I missed that breakdown, but we've literally caught almost all of that downside. Now, what I want to talk about on Microsoft is the significance of this demand. On the daily, you guys can see we have a beautiful drop base. Friday's session was beautiful. Wick the top of the base, bearish engulfing, flooded it, right? Well, now we're kind of in a scenario where Microsoft is left no choice but to either continue lower or reclaim and rip face. So levels I want to really prioritize here are 500 and this 489. What we want to watch here on Microsoft is we want to watch for a pop back into 500. If we fail, that's our short opportunity into 489. If Microsoft breaks and holds above 500, that is the A+ long scenario. I think it's very likely we fill that whole move from Friday back into 511. So no matter how this chart goes, this is an A+ setup for me and my top watch this week, all right? 500, 489, keep this name on your watch. I'm going to go ahead and set my alerts right now. NQ, let me see. Well, not kind of. Remember, guys, this is the level here. 23,765. What you're looking for here is you're looking for a failure to go short. That would be the A+ short scenario. Or you're looking for a reclaim of 23,765, which would turn this hourly green. So if we break and hold back above 2365 and hold, that's your A+ long scenario back into these highs. Your stop loss would be that hourly low. So you'd be risking about $7 for a 30-point move, right? But you got to wait on this 5-minute candle closure. If we close weak, that would be the short scenario. If we reclaim and close strong, full closure above, retest long, okay? But we're below it right now, so just be patient. Wow. We're already done. Bro, every week we just keep getting faster and faster. Fuck is going on here? Well, actually, this week I only have 4 names on my watch, so that's why it's shorter. I usually have 6. Alrighty, what now? I'll take a few moments, check out some tickers that you guys got, and then we'll get into the giveaways, and then we'll do a Q&A. How about that? So if you guys got any tickers you want me to check out, type it in the chat. Make sure it's not no random shit. Make sure it's some name that we usually trade, okay? Nell is tripping out. What's new? An assistant? Yeah, I'm working on it. I got a shit ton of resumes. I already have someone in mind that already works with me. But if that doesn't work out, I have a few names that I've compiled from Instagram and mentees that I'm going to follow through with. Hood, I did see that. S&P inclusion, this could be huge. Major level here on Hood is 85. That's that previous all-time high resistance. I'm actually going to add this to my watch. Thank you for mentioning that. Yeah, I don't really want to cover this chart too much right now because off that news, it should gap up realistically. So we'll cover this in the morning, but this is definitely going to be a name we trade this week for sure. Major demand, 95. Major supply, 117. We'll add this to the watch and we'll trade it this week. What else do we have? NVIDIA, well, you can check out NVIDIA. NVIDIA is similar to AMD. All I got to say is, if NVIDIA pulls back to 152, that's the ultimate long setup, and I would start scaling into some long-term again here. 152, 150 area on NVIDIA. But short-term watch for this week, NVIDIA is similar to AMD. Major demand, 164.50. Major supply, 168. So what you're looking for here is you're looking for a reclaim of 168 for longs, or you're looking for a failure of 168 and back below 164.50 for shorts. So your two big levels here on NVIDIA, 168. Matter of fact, I'm about to set alerts. This looks like a very clean chart. We'll keep an eye on this as well, along with AMD. Do not spam. If you spam, I will not look at it. What else? Meta? Sure, we check out Meta. Meta, very strong closures last week on the weekly. This is the range on Meta. I mean, this looks great. I can't lie to you. If I said anything other than this looks great, I'd be lying. But it's in a range. What you need to watch on Meta, 760, 725. Above 760, that's the ultimate bullish scenario. Squeeze higher, or you're watching for 725 lower. That's pretty much it. As you just seen, I set my alerts. What else we got here? Do not spam. Mods, if they spam, if they type more than 3, go ahead and time it out. Same thing for the giveaway. Let's see what else we got here. NVIDIA we already looked at. Lulu from Kick. Let's go ahead and check that out. Oh, wow. Lulu got slammed. Might have to pick up the dip here soon. White girl's keeping this alive. Yeah. If we get any lower, Lulu, 110 down to 80. This is a no-brainer long-term buy. That 100 to 80. I will load the fucking boat. But as of right now, this is extremely bearish. Extremely bearish. Long as we're below 185, this is bearish. Matter of fact, I'm going to put this on my watch this week. When you have a big earnings move like this, you have to let the dust settle, right? You don't want to trade this immediately after. You want to let the dust settle here. I'm going to add this to our watch, though. We're going to keep an eye on it for swing. Speaking of swings, I had a couple I wanted to talk about with you guys. One is DAQ. Beautiful break and retest here. Major demand that held. Forming this nice little triangle. This is an A+ swing setup following that earnings report. Beautiful weekly double bottom. Daily, we're back into the top of this gap. And then we have a gap fill all the way up into 95. So what I'm watching here on DAQ this week, excuse me, I'm watching for a pullback into 77 for a swing entry, or I'm watching for a swing entry above 86. As you notice, this is on my top swing watch here. Next, we have QCOM. This is one of my top swing watches. I mean, this level is the strongest level you could possibly get. 164. Look at the significance of this level. If QCOM can get above 164, this is the A+ breakout. This can likely squeeze into 180+. So definitely keep this on watch for this week. It's simple as setting an alert. What else we got? I'll check out one more. I'll check out one more. I'm keeping an eye on NQ, trust me. I'm here, I'm locked in. Like I said, this is your level. 23,765. We fail. That's the short scenario. If we reclaim 23,765, close strong. That's the A plus long scenario back into those highs. Hourly flips green. Stop loss below that hourly low. If we get that weak closure below 23,765, as we kind of are now, that's your short scenario. Stop above that hourly high. All right, so this hourly will definitely give us opportunity. We likely won't see a move into the new 4 hour though. So when this new 4 hour comes in 30 minutes, that's when we'll likely see the move. So if I were you, I would just be patient. I'm going to hop off in like 10-15 minutes, and then I'll hang around till 10. And if we get to set up, I'll signal it for the Minties and WAP first step trading. Let me see. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get into this giveaway, and then we'll do a quick little Q&A. All right? Where we at likes-wise? Let me see. 124? Bro, y'all are disrespectful as fuck. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Not even at 150 yet. What is happening? Y'all asleep or what, man? Y'all asleep or what? Smash that like button, man. All right, there we go. All right. Let's get this thing done. I'm going to go ahead and change this. If we get to 300, I'll give 3 people a free month in first step trading. How about that? Let's go ahead and do the first one first. Here we go. Keyword is turbo. All you have to do is type it one time. Good luck, everybody. Good luck, everybody. Keyword is turbo. All you have to do is type it one time and you're good to go. Turbo and you're good to go. Turbo and you're good to go. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Kung Fu Fat Boy. Okay. Congratulations, my boy. Kung Fu Fat Boy. Where you at, my man? I don't think Kung Fu and Fat Boy mix, but hey. I'm for it. I'm for it. I'm for it. I'm going to ask you a question and think long and hard about this. Actually, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. Message Dom privately. I don't want you to put your email out there. Where we at? Likewise. Congratulations, my boy. Oh my God, you already hit 300? See, look, when I start throwing in some good shit, y'all like to fucking spam that like button, huh? I see how y'all are. It's cool. Don't worry about it. I say I'm giving away free spots. Motherfuckers spam that like button. Probably went and created another account and all type of shit. That's crazy. I'm going over real valuable charts. Nobody hits the like button. As soon as I say free spots, everybody and their brother on a group chat saying spam it. I ain't gonna lie. That's pretty criminal if you ask me. But, hey. All right, let's get into the giveaways for that then. Let me go ahead and reset this. If you're already in first step trading and you win, I'll give you free 2 months. If you're not in first step trading and you win, I'll give you a free month. How does that sound? I think that's more than fair. Let's go ahead and get this straightened out. Keyword is going to be FST. Good luck, everybody. NQ. I'm going to take a look on my other screen. Yeah, it's reclaiming right now. That looks good. We'll keep an eye on it. That's not really a strong closure yet, but it does look good as shit. I'm not going to lie to you. I think we do squeeze, personally. I do. This is the long criteria. What did I just talk about? Hourly flips green. Closure above 23,765. I mean, if this candle closes strong here, just take it. Stop loss below this low. I mean, you could take it right now, if you want to be honest, right? I mean, yeah, I would just take it right now if I were you. Matter of fact, I'll take it with you guys. I'll take it with you guys right now. My average is 23,772.5. My stop will be this low. As I said, this was the criteria we wanted. Sweep that previous hourly's low. Flip that candle green. Strong closure, which we haven't gotten yet, so it's a little high risk, but I'll take it with y'all. We'll see it through. Alrighty, let's get back to this giveaway. Worst comes to worst, right? Like, we're only risking 12 points, right? We're risking 12 points for a 30-point move. That's a 3R trade. I'm happy to take that all day, right? We're risking $12 to make 30. So I'm very happy with that. All right, let's get back to this. Good luck, everybody. Stock market scientist. Stock market scientist. Where you at? Are you here? Mods on Kick. Make sure you delete that message where it says the mentorship is open, because it's not open. Stock market scientist. Are you already a part of First Step Trading or no? Yes or no? I'm not gonna lie, this long on NQ looks fucking excellent. Kind of want to add to it, but I can't focus right now, so I'm just gonna grab one. Well, I already grabbed one. My stop is 755. 755. Sorry. You're already a part of it? Okay, cool. Just DM me on WAP, and I'll get you situated since you're already there. Cool. All right, next person. We'll re-roll it from here, and then I'll do a fresh one. Robert Levitt. Robert Levitt. Where you at? 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 Nice 100-point move right now would be sweet. Are you a part of FST or no? Robert. Robert! Robert. Robert, where are you? Robert. No, I'm saying, my question is, are you already a part of it? Robert. Well, obviously he is now. There's a big difference between a free month and 2 free months. I mean, obviously. Jesus Christ. All right, I got about 30 seconds, Robert. What are you doing, man? No. Okay. There you go. Great answer. Thank you. All right. Run it back one more time. Keyword is going to be CPI. Good luck, everybody. Good luck, good luck, good luck. If anybody's a paper-handed puss, you could take those 10 points. I'm just kidding. It's not a, you know, if you have a small account or you're dealing with trailing drawdown, it's not bad to take the 10 points. Do 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 do. Alrighty. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gino Capital. That name sounds very familiar. I think he's already inside of First Step Trading. I think so. Gino, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where are you at, my boy? RDN, perfect. Same thing as what's the last one? Stock Market Scientist. Just DM me on WAP with your email. Or you don't even need your email. Just DM me on my WAP. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. Just DM me on WAP. All right. Awesome. Alrighty, you guys. We'll finish it up here with the Q&A. If anybody's got any questions, concerns, whatever it may be, now is your time to ask it. Whether it's trading related, first step related, mentorship related, personal related, whatever it may be, feel free to ask it. Now is your time. Side note, this fucking long setup looks absolutely amazing. This long setup looks absolutely amazing. This long setup looks absolutely amazing. I said I'm near my level, not at them, so I can get notified before the level comes into play. Let me go ahead and actually type this out. There we go. Get that posted. All right, what y'all got? How do you mark your levels? That's a question for the mentorship. What's my target? Overnight highs 790, 800, and then Friday's highs at 900. What's the stop? The stop is 23,755. Target is 23,800 and 23,900. What did you learn that made you turn a point in your trading journey? What did I learn that made my turning point? It's not that I learned anything. I already knew what I needed to know. It was an understanding of who I was as a trader. That was the biggest point. Not having to trade every day, being able to accept a red day. I would say I learned more about myself. It wasn't about trading. It was about myself. When I learned how to manage my emotions, have self-control, have discipline, that's when my trading changed. Pretty much nothing else. What is the strategy to get approved by Apex for a withdrawal? Be consistent. Manage risk. You know, there's no strategy to getting approved. The strategy to get improved is trade properly. That's the strategy. How would I manage a 100K personal account not funded? I wouldn't. If you're not consistently profitable, a 100K account is ridiculous. My account's not even 100K, my personal account. To be honest with you, it's 50K. You don't need it. You know what I mean? 50K on margin equals 200K. So, you know, having a 100K account, you're working with 300K. It's not necessary at all. Let's see what we got here. I know you cover Tradeovate in Apex Live, but could you do a Tradeovate video? Tradeovate's very simple, right? Very, very simple. I mean, if you're trading multiple accounts, group them. If you're not, individually, buy market, buy ask, sell bid. You know, so that's pretty much it. But yeah, I could make a video, I suppose. How do you scale in trading? If you're not a consistently profitable trader, you shouldn't be scaling in anything. You should be trading with a flat position size. Ion, I already did. There's been 5 winners tonight already. How do you create indicators? I really don't use any indicators. I don't consider this an indicator. This is just, you know, candles on my chart, but obviously it is an indicator. It's just higher time frame candle overlay. Outside of that, I really don't use indicators. What time frame do I use? 5, 15, and hourly. Dailies for sentiment. What else we got here? How long before I became profitable? I would say it's close to 2 years, 18 months, something like that. When did I start trading futures? At the end of 2024. And I wish I would have started earlier. From the end of 2024 to now, I've made more on futures than I did in 2 years trading options. And that's all because of prop firms. And I risked way less. But alrighty, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night. I'll see majority of you guys tomorrow. If I don't see you guys tomorrow and you would like to live trade with me, I'll go ahead and pin the link at the top. That is how you can live trade with us every single day, 5 days a week. If you can't attend a Zoom, that is okay. Every single trade I take on Zoom is transcribed in real time via text. So you don't have to worry about not being on Zoom. If you are on Zoom, better. If you're not, it's okay. Either way it goes. But yeah, man, this NQ long looks amazing. My stop is 23,755. My first target is 23,800. And then we'll move our stop from there and see where we go. Right now we're sitting pretty. I will update this in First Step Trading and for mentees. And then, yeah, man, I'll see you guys tomorrow. If anybody has a link, you can go ahead and post it. I don't think, let me see. There we go. I got it. There's the link for First Step Trading. I'll post it at the top. And giveaway winners, specifically Kung Fu Fat Boy and Robert Levitt. Please DM Dom_DA_Don on Discord with your email. Okay? If you do not do that, you will not be hearing from Dom or me. Okay? That's simple. All you got to do is DM. I'll type it in the chat. Dom_the Don. He will verify everything. You'll send him your email, and you'll be good to go. Okay? Yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys. Hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Whoever's in this trade with me, make sure you stick to our plan. And yeah, guys, hope everybody has a great trading week. I'll see the majority of you guys tomorrow or here in a few minutes inside the chat. And yeah, man, you guys have a great rest of your night. Peace, everybody.